I am surrounded by goddesses and priestesses, their gaze steady across millennia. They are carved in sculpture and stone. Their presence once filled both temples and homes, faces that have outlasted empires and kingdoms. Here, in the halls of the Naples Archaeological Museum, their presence is still felt. What I was once taught to call idolatry or paganism, I now recognize as something far different, a language of reverence, the sacred feminine expressed through form. Standing before them feels like an invitation to remember the holiness that lives within each of us, to feel again the quiet knowing that our bodies too are divine. Leaving the quiet of the museum, I stepped into streets alive with sound and sunlight, a city that lives by this knowing. Naples gives permission to indulge in our senses, in its beauty, its busyness, its messiness, its delicious food, its ancient history. It is a city that invites us to remember how to savor, to embody, and to enjoy. Everywhere here, history is alive, in the heat rising from streets paved with ancient lava stones, in the laughter spilling from narrow alleys, in the laundry strung high across the streets like art, in the shop windows exquisitely designed to draw you in cafes where conversation lingers with coffee, and around every corner, a fountain, a statue, a tower of hope or virtue, reminding you that beauty here is not hidden. It's built into the foundation of the historic city. I sat in the caves of the Stufe de Nerone, the ancient spa where emperors once came for the curative vapors that rose naturally from the volcanic earth, reminding me that pleasure and healing have always been entwined. I ate the foods of ancient Rome, seafood pulled fresh from the bay, handmade pasta, pizza right out of a flame-filled oven. And I indulged completely. Fried pizza and the sweet surprise of fried ice cream at La Macedrona. Naples invites this. It celebrates appetite as aliveness, as pleasure, and indulgence to be celebrated. Here, indulgence is participation in life itself. Each meal, each taste, each step past marble and statues worn by centuries was a living expression of beauty, pleasure, and permission. A remembrance that the sacred lives in every sensation, and the body is always meant to enjoy being alive. What I didn't know then was that Naples was preparing me, softening me through pleasure, the kind the ancients once understood. Historically, in ancient Greece and Rome, pleasure was considered a broad human good. The enjoyment of food, beauty, music, friendship, ritual, and sex, all part of the art of living fully. I entered Pompeii with curiosity. The city opened like a great gate into a forgotten world, familiar and foreign all at once. Stone streets stretched before me, still bearing the grooves of ancient wheels. Walls whispered stories in faded red colors and frescoes, and everywhere fragments of life remained. A doorway, a fresco, a gesture carved in time. It felt less like entering ruins and more like crossing a threshold, as if the city itself had been waiting for those willing to remember. Nowhere else on earth has an entire Roman city been so suddenly sealed and then so gradually revealed through centuries of excavation. And in that, I saw a reflection of humanity, of our own long forgetting and rediscovery. Pompeii invites us to look within, to undertake our own excavation, to uncover what's been buried in silence, in conditioning, or shame, and to remember what was once sacred in being human. My eyes drank in the beautiful frescoes and fountains where traces of daily life could be felt and seen. Bread left in the ovens when the city went silent in the year 79 after the volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Jewelry once worn by the women, and even the furniture that filled their homes. Everywhere, I felt the presence of abundance, wealth, beauty, women and men, lovers and laborers, children, priestesses, goddesses, emperors, a world profoundly human. All of it intertwined, the sacred quietly woven through the ordinary. There was no sin here, only the truth of being human. Everywhere I turned, Pompeii reminded me, the body was never the problem. The body is the portal to the divine. The culmination of my visit to Pompeii was the Villa of Mysteries. Inside were the most well-known and deeply read friezes in all of Pompeii, the Dionysian ritual, walls alive with movement and revelation, a young woman entering trance, another dancing beside her, as if to show that through the body, the divine could be accessed and the mind finally quieted. A teaching long forgotten, yet still yearned for in our society today, as women today struggle to access the divine through orgasm. Up to 72% of women today experience difficulty reaching orgasm, a disconnection I see not only as physical, but as a loss of connection to the divine itself. Here on these very walls was the ancient answer that ecstasy is a form of knowing, that it can be learned and taught, and that the body itself can lead us into an orgasmic life. Yes, into orgasmic living, not just a genital response. This was once called an orgastic ritual. It's written right on the placard at the museum, at the Villa of Mysteries, an orgastic ritual, a sacred initiation into embodied divinity. For centuries, we have been taught that the sacred lives outside us, that holiness could only be found in churches, granted through the hands of others. We were taught to seek it through obedience, to earn it through sacrifice, as if the body itself were unworthy. But here, among these ancient walls, I saw another truth, that the sacred has always lived within us, in breath, in touch, in the pulse of being alive. To remember this is to come home to ourselves. Pompeii had not been destroyed. It had been excavated, waiting for us to remember our own sacredness, woven through our bodies, our breath, each other, and our own lives.